you can spin this. You can go, Customs has been intercepting more meth than ever before.
More's got
Isn't that
through.
good? Well, has it meant that meth use has gone down in the country? Well, no, that's gone up as well. The reason that Customs are intercepting more meth is because there's actually more meth.
Yeah.
So fuck. Look, these guys, I said this right from the get-go. The reason that these guys will fail on gangs is because they don't understand how they work.
Yeah.
They don't understand what the appeal is. They don't understand why their version of society is not attracting these people. Because they've set them up to be outside of society. So if you're an individual on the outside of society, you're constantly getting fucked with the cops, you don't have any job, you have no prospects, then you turn to an organization which, like you, is outside of society. That just makes sense. If you're going to go to jail, you're going to be put in contact with people that are more ahead in that lifestyle than you. This is why they refer to prisons as universities for crime.
Uh-huh.
It puts people in contact with the gangs if they hadn't been in contact before. This is the thing that they miss when Tamitha Paul is talking about, well, maybe there's alternatives to how we do policing. Maybe there's alternatives to how we do incarceration. This, I'm not saying get rid of all prisons. I'm saying use them sparingly. They're expensive and they don't work for what these guys want them to work for, a reduction in crime. They just don't.
I don't think anyone I mean, you can never say anyone. I always, when we hear about people saying, there'll be that crazy blue-haired view coming from the left, or there'll be that crazy Nazi view coming from the right. It's like, well, of course, you can always find someone to make some kind of crazy comment. But I look to people with kind of influence or power. They're the people who aren't saying those kinds of things. Abolishing all prisons. I mean, I could prove me wrong, but a person in power or influence who is literally saying abolish all prisons, I doubt that's out there. There might be lots from the Greens in particular talking about we should do this better, like you're saying, but I don't like, I mean, even Tamitha said last week on the news when they said, should we get rid of all police? She said, no, the police do some things really importantly. And she talked about violent crime, I think, and maybe sexual assault. She mentioned a couple of things that they did really well.
Here's the thing, Pat. When Mark Mitchell is questioned about the extra police numbers that he was talking about, that he was going to resign if he didn't get there, he then changed his tone and said, oh, that's an aspirational target.
Yeah.
Right? And that's fine, an aspirational target. Whereas somebody goes, hey, abolishing prisons, defunding the police, and people go, well, come on, that's not really realistic, is it? And then they go, well, it's an aspirational goal.
Yeah.
Then you go, that's fucking ridiculous. Boo, hiss, boo that man, throw things at them. All of this, so that you can't imagine a society without prisons. There's been heaps of societies without prisons. Like, they don't work. We've had prisons forever. If that was a disincentive to crime, we wouldn't have crime. They would have solved it. In Victorian times, they had some of the worst prisons in the world.
Well, but even so, look at today. If that was the answer, then America would be the safest country in the world. I mean, just by de facto, if that was the answer.
Straight up, execute. With countries with the death penalty, you would expect that crime had stopped.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to get killed. But it keeps happening. So therefore, minimize when people are going into prison. Like, prison should be reserved for the most violent, most heinous, most recidivist criminals we've got. Everything else is like, if you put someone away in prison for 5, 6, 7, 10 years, their life's fucking over. You don't come back out and start picking out the pieces. You were pretty much setting a clock to go, well, I'm going to go back into prison at some point. It's a drain on taxpayers' money. It doesn't fix life for that person. It puts that person on a collision course with further victims. These guys don't see it because that's not the problem that they're trying to solve. They're trying to solve the problem. I want to be the government, and being tough on crime fucking gets me that goal.